Hello everyone, in this video we are talking about date and time Excel function. Let's start with the first Excel function. The first Excel function that we are going to talk about, that is today function. The today function, it returns the current date. If we need a current date in our file, so we use the today function. For example, write equal today. It doesn't have any argument, just start and close parentheses and enter. It shows the current date as you see here. Today is the 8th of May 2024. Same to this one, we have the other function which is called now. The now function returns the current date and time. For example, write equal now. Again, this function, it doesn't have any argument, just open and close parentheses and enter. In addition to the date, it also shows the time. We have the third function, that is date. The date function, it creates a date based on year, month and the day values. For example, write equal date, open parentheses, then it required some arguments. For the year, let's write 2023, comma. For the month, let's write the 5th or the May, and for the day, let's write 23. Close the parentheses, enter. The fourth function, that is DATEDIF. This function calculates the difference between two dates in various units. For example, it shows the difference in days, it shows the difference in months, it shows the difference in years. Okay, for the DATEDIF, let's have two dates. So we have one today, and then we have other date 2015 05 10. What the DATEDIF do that shows the difference between these two dates in terms of month, year and days. For example, write equal DATEDIF, open parentheses, give the first argument, the second argument, and then we want to show the difference in terms of the year. Give Y and close parentheses, enter. There is the difference between these two dates, 8 years. If you want to understand how many months or the difference between these two dates, then simply change this Y to M, and then it shows around 107 months. Or if we want to understand the difference in terms of the days, then we change this M to days, or just write simply D, and it shows the difference in terms of the days. The fifth function that we are going to work with, that is workday, and the sixth one, that is NETWORKDAYS functions. The workday function returns a date that is specified number of workdays before or after another day, excluding weekends and optionally holidays. Similar to this one, the NETWORKDAYS function calculates the number of working days between two dates, excluding weekends and optionally holidays. For example, let's have a table, and in this table we have description of activities. We have start dates for these activities. We have duration, for example, 3 days, and 4 days, and we should understand the end dates of these tasks. To use workdays and NETWORKDAYS functions, I have a simple table here. We have task descriptions. Let's say we have task A, B, and C. We have start dates for these tasks. We have duration and we have end date. The duration for these tasks are 3 days, and 4 days. So this duration is in days. To understand the end date, we are using the WORKDAY function. On the right side, I have a calendar, and the weekends and optional holidays are highlighted. These optional holidays could be Christmas days, New Year's, and so on. To understand the end date for task A, we use the WORKDAY function. Write equal workday open parenthesis, simply give the start date, which is, let's say the start date for task A is 8th of May, then comma, give the duration of the days, that is 3 days, and then comma, and if we have optional holidays here, which we have 2 days that are highlighted green in this calendar, close the parenthesis and enter. The end date will be 13th of May. Let's pretend we don't have these start dates, and we say that the start date for task B is the end of task A. Now again, workday open parenthesis, start date, comma, duration, comma, and list of holidays, and enter. Task A starts on 8th of May, but this 8th of May is not included. It includes 3 days, 9, 10, and 13, where is the end date for this task A, that is 13. The WORKDAY function in Excel excludes the start date. Same to this one, in task B, which starts on 13th of May, and it has a 3 days duration, then it will be started from 14, 15, 16 as optional holiday, that will be excluded, and 17th will be the last day of working. So the end date is 17th. If the start date for task C is 17 and the duration is 4 days, then workday start date 17, comma, duration 4 days, comma, list of optional holidays, and then close the parentheses and enter. Now let's look at the calendar. Task C starts at 17th of May. Since this workday function excludes the start date, then the working day starts from 18th. The workday function also excludes the weekends automatically. 19th and 20th will be excluded. Then 21st, that is the second day of the working. Again, 22nd, that is excluded. And then 23rd, that is the 3rd day and 24th, that is the 4th day of working, which is the end of these days. In some countries, working days are different. In this case, we can use the other formula equal workday.intl. Okay, so as we mentioned in our previous sheet, the 6th important Excel function, that is NETWORKDAY. The NETWORKDAY function calculates the number of working days between two dates and excluding weekends and optionally holidays. For example, in this example, if we give the start date and end date based on the NETWORKDAY function, we should find these days back. Okay, let's do it. Write equal NETWORKDAYS open parenthesis start date comma end date comma the weekends, which are Saturday and Sunday, that's automatically excluded. But if we have optional holidays, we should mention the list in this formula. These are the optional holidays in our calendar. Close parenthesis and enter. Now we should keep in mind that there is the difference between these 2 days. This is also the duration in days, and this is also the duration in days. Working with formula workday, the duration which we got was 3 days and the end date was 13th of May. As we mentioned before, the workday function, it excludes the start date. However, if you work with NETWORKDAYS function, then the NETWORKDAYS function includes both end and start date. So that's why we have a duration of 4 days here. If we exclude the start date from NETWORKDAYS function, what we will do in this case, we can add 1 and then enter, and then we will get a 3 days duration, same as this duration we have. To understand the difference for task B in task C, write again NETWORKDAYS, we give start date plus 1, then end date comma 1, end date comma, and then the holidays, close the parentheses and enter, and we give the same 3 days duration. Again for task C, we write NETWORKDAYS open parentheses start date plus 1 comma end date comma and the optional holidays, because the weekends are excluded automatically in this function, close the parentheses and enter. We found the same duration as the duration of the activities with workday formula. These are the important Excel functions. There are many date and time functions. However, these are the useful and important ones that we mentioned. Stay with us for our future videos. We will cover more Excel functions. Thank you.